think I'm gonna win on this truck. 2 stages, no wet sanding, just a cut and a polish, and that's what it looks like. Find the ugly and make it pretty. This right here is my 2011 Chevy Tahoe LTZ, and as you can see, it is incredibly, extremely faded. Now, I was at the auction last week, and I bought this 2011 Chevy Tahoe for what I think is a very, very fair price. Why? Because nobody but Sully wanted to drive this thing. It was really, really an eyesore. I mean, looking at it, people buy with their eyes, and just looking at it, it is dull. It did not have these wheels. So teaser, you're already seeing a sneak preview to what this truck looks like towards the end. But in today's video, we're gonna try to bring this back to life and try to restore all this faded clear coat. Now I'm thinking it's just dull clear coat and not actual paint issues. Like this 1994 Toyota Celica right here. This hood is dull and can be buffed. This is clear coat issues, which will have to be fixed. This is a whole other video along with the Eagle Talon and the Ford Thunderbird and the Escalade. Today's video is about that Tahoe. We bring it back to life. And then at the end, we're gonna sell it for a good amount of money. Like a lot of money. Like a lot of money. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. I hope we can bring this thing back to life. Let's get going. 4,000 bucks. There she is right there. What did I pay for it? A whopping $4,260 for this 2011 Chevy Tahoe LTZ. But there's more to it than just a cheap Tahoe. Oh, there's sap everywhere. But more importantly, what the heck happened to this hood? Why is it so faded? Why are the fenders so faded? I'm hoping that's all sun fade. Sun fade meaning it was out in the sun, not in the salt, not rusty. I'd rather bring this back to life than do rust repair. Today's video, we bought this at the auction for $4,240, which I think for 2011 LTZ Tahoe, say hi to Papa Al, is an absolute steal. We're gonna try to bring this thing back to life. We're gonna try to sell it for a profit in this entire video, all in one video. All right, where do you go? Hiding behind the Tahoe. Pop, you still around? You don't wanna be on camera today? Papa Al, as you all know him, is my grandfather who has taught me a lot about this business and cars. Pup, we bought this 2011 Chevy Tahoe LT. Wow, it is clean in here today. Nice. 2011 Chevy Tahoe LTZ. How many miles are on it? Ooh, captain's chairs, third row, DVD. 170? Really? Wrong one. 144. That is not bad. And look at how faded it is here, right there, all right here. So basically anything that faces up against the sun is just severely, severely damaged. We have one small rust bubble right here. What happens when I open this? Now that is perfect though. This is what rots in New Hampshire, in New England. It was owned by Sully right there. And those are not the right wheels. I have a set of these, the correct wheels in my shop. Look at all faded here, headlights oxidized. If you figure out what's up with this thing, I have some Chevy LTZ wheels right in there. Can you throw them on this for me? Welcome to today's video where we are restoring something not so cool, a Chevy Tahoe. 2011 Chevy Tahoe LTZ. What does LTZ stand for? Larry Trim Zebra? I don't know, I have no idea. But we've already detailed the inside of this Tahoe. Let's shut that off because it's bugging me. We've already cleaned the inside of it and it looks awesome. Like, look at how nice that leather interior is. We have the DVD, we have the sunroof, we have the folding rear seats and the rear power hatch and the navigation and the backup camera and the tow bag. This is everything. Now, we've already had it serviced. We've already done an oil change on it. We've already made all the repairs in the shop because let's face it, you don't want to watch me fix stuff, right? You hate watching me fix stuff. I hate fixing stuff. So I already had it through the garage. I already had Dave, our mechanic, the car wizard. Wait, he's in the car. Check it out and go through it for us. I'm gonna try to bring this faded clear coat back the way I would bring this faded clear coat back. And if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. I know you're gonna tell me anyway. I'm gonna show you every step I take to remove all this sap. See the scratches and swirl marks in it? We're gonna get that out. And we're gonna clean the headlights. We already swapped the wheels. And I'm gonna show you how I make lemons and turn them into lemonade. Or as my grandfather, Papa Al, says, turn chicken excrement into chicken soup. Look at, there's sap everywhere. We're gonna get all that off. I don't know why. I don't know the backstory of why this is so faded. Because I'm in New England and this is a New England truck. Like everywhere the sun hits is faded. And if it was like a Florida car or a Texas car, I get it. But this came from Wakefield, Massachusetts. This is a Massachusetts car. So I have not the slightest clue as to why. Oh, look at JRM Recyclers. It was a business car. Hey, look at that. That explains why the carpets are so clean. We have ourselves some WeatherTech floor mats. Now, before I get into this project and show you what I'm gonna do, the wrong way probably, I'm gonna show you some of the projects we have going on. This is my 2002 Cadillac Escalade convertible. Last year we cut the roof off. Sneak preview, we put a roll bar on it, which I don't like. Today I did some fiberglass work, and then in the next video that we're gonna do, we're going to truck bed it again and then drive it. I haven't used this truck all year. Why? Because it rains literally every day. This is the first time I've seen sun. I don't know, I feel like I live in Seattle, not New Hampshire. All right, I gotta step away from the Tahoe for a second because I'm having a dilemma. I don't know what to do. So you can see this is a 95 Mercury Cougar XLT. Wait a minute, XR7, Mercury Cougar XR7. That is the original California plate, 59,000 miles. I just had it shipped up from California, and it is not pretty for a 59,000 mile car. Again, California Mercury Cougar XR7 with a 4.6 liter V8. I think I said 5 liter. Yeah, 4.6 liter V8. So this must be a 96. That's the same engine as a Mustang GT of that generation. I also have the Escalade convertible, which is finished in a video coming out right after this video. Then we have the Corvette and the Ferrari, but more importantly, I have past this CB125, my Nissan 240 SX with an LS1 Corvette engine in it that caught fire that we pulled out of that trailer last week. And better than this, I have my wife's Cadillac Escalade ESV with 55,000 miles. Now, Craig, what's the dilemma that you just talked about a minute ago? What's going on? Well, somewhere in this mess of wheels and 73 Cobra Jet Mach 1 Mustang, I have a product I'm looking for. Let me dig through here and see what's in here. I think, is that them? Yep, this is them right here. Okay, all right, these. The reason I have these cutouts and my dilemma is that I have like all these high hopes for great ideas and illusions of grandeur. Is that how you say it? Like I have all these projects that I think in my head are a great idea. Like the 94 Celica that will be fun, and the 95 T-Bird, which will be fun if I had the time for them, which I don't. Which leads me to this segment. It is giveaway time. I am giving away something awesome and expensive to one of you guys. So this car is all-wheel drive, has 400 plus horsepower, fits my kids, super luxurious. I thought it would be so fun to put these exhaust cutouts, they're electric butterfly cutouts from Speedlab Racing, and they work off a remote. So I thought it would be hysterical to put them in my wife's Escalade and then just drive behind her while my son was videoing and keep opening the exhaust. I thought it would be so fun. That was like 8 months ago that I got this product from Speedlab Racing, and I haven't done it. And I haven't worked on the T-Bird in 8 months, and just like the Escalade took me a year of videoing, and I haven't even used it yet. So I'm gonna give these away. And they're an awesome product. Like, look at those welds right there. And everything is really well made. So this is the 3-inch dual electric exhaust cutout valve with remote switch. I have dual exhaust cutouts. They're also made for 2-inch, 2¼ inch, and 2½ inch. Now I'm gonna give this entire set away to one of you guys, and it's super simple. All you have to do is 3 things. You have to like this video, you have to comment Speedlab Racing, SPELAB, in the comments. That way I know you watched this segment of the video. And then you have to go to their Facebook page and like that. I'm going to randomly select a winner. You're not going to win any money. Don't listen to anybody on the internet that says you won something. WhatsApp me. It's not. It's going to be me with a blue check mark that says, congrats, you won the exhaust cutouts. That's it. So don't respond. Don't send anybody money. Free shipping. I'll send it to you guys. All right. Now, if you don't win and you want to buy them for yourself, I highly recommend this product. That's why I have them for one of my projects that I'm not going to use. You can get a 15% discount on your purchase using code FW15. For all Speedlab Racing products, it doesn't just have to be the exhaust cutouts. Now, their electric exhaust cutout system is specifically designed and made to enhance the performance, sound, and power of vehicles with the flip of a remote switch, which is what I wanted to do to my wife's Escalade that I'm in right now. It instantly increases up to 20 horsepower. The electrical appliance allows opening the cutout simply by flipping the switch, and the exhaust will be opened for a more direct exhaust flow. More power, more desired loud rumble of the exhaust. It's awesome. And who doesn't like more power, louder exhaust? I'm going to give them to you guys. I'm going to give them to one of you. All you have to do is comment Speedlab Racing in the comments, like this video, like their Facebook page in the description down below. And if you want to use the products for yourself, for your car, you can go to their website at speedlabautoparts.com and use code FW15 for 15% off anything on their website. And now let's get back to the Tahoe. The boat is a headache. The Ferrari is a headache. I have a Land Rover which we're going to destroy, like intentionally destroy. I have just a lot of projects going on. I talk a lot. Clearly, I had a Monster Energy drink. Let's go work on that Tahoe. All right, first things first. I gotta get this tree sap off. I'm using a razor blade. If you're going to use a razor blade, just be careful. Okay, I don't need to cut it all off. I just want to get the top layer off. All right, Jeremy, you watching? So I'm just going to get the top layer of the sap off, okay? This stuff has been on there a long time because it doesn't usually just flake off, like crisp off like that. So go over the top layer of all the sap first. Man, I'm hoping this does come back. I don't know. Go right around the car. I'll get this side, you get that side, okay? Geez, this might actually be good good that it's coming off like this. I was expecting it to like be sticky and gummy. It's not even.
It's like hard candy.
Yeah. Don't even have to worry about scratching this stuff. It's just so dry, the paint and everything. This stuff's coming right off. I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult than this. The windows are my favorite because it comes right off the windows. So brittle. It's the easiest sap I've ever removed from a car. Comes right off the glass. Well, it's done. And that stuff was everywhere. All this powder that you see everywhere is all from the sap that we scraped off the car. I used a dull razor blade, just so you know. But what's promising is the sap looks like it actually protected the clear coat in areas. So we're gonna give it a good decon wash first and see if we can get everything off so we have a clean slate to start polishing and compounding and correcting. So it said in my Ferrari video that I'm trying out a new brand of products that I think might be a flying wheels brand. Like we might name it like FW, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to know what name would be a good cleaning name. What would you guys call it? This is our iron off decon product that we're gonna spray on and see how it works. Like if I just spray this on the paint with a power washer, we'll give it a good scrubbing. What is this gonna look like after just an iron off decon? And also, what's a good name? FW Detailing, FW Car Care Products, Flying Wheels Car Care Products? I don't know. Let's spray this on and find out how it works. Look at how it looks when it's wet. That right there is telling me that it should come back. I think we're gonna get it back to, imagine if it looks this good when we're finished. Hope so. All right, here we go. Now, decon washed, meaning decontamination wash. We are using a blank slate, a flat, smooth surface. Even still, it's not a flat surface. Look at it. We still didn't get it all. Still, little spots everywhere, even after all that. Now, we used a pretty aggressive brush, which I wouldn't normally do on clean paint, but because of this one is being so dull, it was worth a shot. I'm gonna do one square on the hood with a compound and a polish just to see what it comes out like. And I'm not even gonna wet sand it yet. I'm just gonna use a cutting diamond cut compound and see how this one section comes out as a sample. Feel pretty good about this, actually. Do a little bit more. Check this out. I haven't removed any wax yet. That and that. That should be wax right there. Now I use a cutting pad and a diamond cut compound to cut through all this oxidation. So that, we're gonna remove the wax and see what it looks like. Really burn that on there. Really burn that wax right on. Let's see if I can polish that out. All right, now I'm using a polishing pad and some ultra finishing polish. I'm only doing it in 2 steps right now just to see how it comes out. I think I'm gonna win on this truck. 2 stages, no wet sanding, just a cut and a polish. And that's what it looks like. Find the ugly and make it pretty. Now it's the end of the day. Tomorrow I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna sleep well tonight knowing that this is gonna be a possibility. I'm gonna polish the headlights, clean this truck up, and make it look awesome. That's why I love this job. You see me swearing and yelling in my videos at cars. I hate working on cars. I love the instant gratification of a clean, detailed before and after. It's made me so happy.
The next day.
Well, it's the next day, and this gets me all jacked up. This is what makes me like my job so much. Look at that perfect square right there from dull, even though it just rained and it's wet. Like, you can still see the difference. Now, I'm gonna try it on Sully right here. I'm gonna try it and see if I can get rid of the Sully right there without having a wet sand. So can I just buff and polish, like just compound and polish? And that's gonna be the true test. If I can get that out, then I don't have to wet sand this whole car. Although I feel like I kind of should. So we're gonna try. All right, I have a brand new coarse foam pad meant for fast cutting performance. So we're gonna use this on the whole car and hopefully it works out. Here, catch. Those are your door cables.
That was quick.
Yeah, let's do a test sample right on Sully over there. Boop, 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 boop. Look at this already just from one pass. Look at that right there. I don't think I'm gonna need to wet sand it at all. I think her name's gone. You kind of just see like the impression from it, but it's not dull anymore. That looks awesome.
Even when the screen shuts off, it's still
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't even have to wet sand this truck. I thought I was gonna have to. We don't have to, it's coming right back. All right, so let's start. Jeremy, I'll have you do the hood and I'll do the headlights. So you can just rub and compound the entire car starting at the hood. I'm gonna wet sand these headlights out, starting with an 800, then we're gonna go to 1,000, then we're gonna go to 1,500, and then I'm gonna do a compound and then a polish. And these headlights should come out pretty nice too. Now, headlights that you can do with your polisher that you just saw me doing, I get a headlight kit from like anywhere. Walmart, Harbor Freight, they all have them. Headlight kit comes with just about everything you need, and I can do it myself. So we're gonna do that while Jeremy buffs out this car. So here's the before on the headlights. Here's the before on this headlight. I'm gonna soak it, and I'm gonna use the 800 on the drill. Now normally you'll tape off the entire body panels all around it, but we're compounding the hood, the bumper, and the fenders as we go, so it's not as important this time around. But you'll see how my drill can touch the paint if you don't tape it off right there. Keep it wet the whole time as well. Now you'll start to see it get cloudy. It's usually a yellow cloud, and then I'll get a white cloud, and then it'll turn clear, and that's how you know you're ready to move on. So you can see that it's starting to get clear and not yellow anymore. It's not even white as much anymore. That's how you know you're about ready to move on to the next step. All right, I'm pretty much done wet sanding, and if I spray it down, the way it looks wet is pretty much how it should look after it's done being polished. So that's about what it'll look like done as well when it's dry. And you can see on this side, it's very cloudy. We're gonna wet it, see what it looks like. See that? We don't want it to look like that when it's dry. So that still needs to be sanded. Wet here, wet there. All right, just wet sanded, and that's it. Let's try a compound now. So here's after sanding, here's after a compound. Compound, no polish. One headlight polished. Now we're gonna hit this one. I am pumped about this vehicle. It's just a silly Tahoe with 130,000 miles. It's gonna be one of my most favorite vehicles in a long time because I love before and after transitions like this. That is amazing. Now I'm gonna go in the office and do some work. I have taught my young apprentice. Let him do his job. I'm gonna go do my job in the office, and when he's finished, this should be a polished turd. Keep in mind, remember what this looks like right now. All of this fading right now. Now we used a pretty abrasive brush when we were cleaning it, so you can see all these swirl marks. I'm hoping all those swirl marks come out. Might have gone a little aggressive on the brush. So he's about halfway done. And check this out. When you polish, make sure to do the lights and glass, okay? You don't have to do it with a compound. The polish will really make everything shine. Okay. Well, this is how nice everything's coming out now. That's awesome. It's coming right out. I was expecting more work than this.
Hit it with polish.
Oh yeah, definitely hit it with a polish and a foam pad after the cut. So Jeremy's first cut is still cloudy here. Still cloudy here, and then all the way down the bumper. You can actually see my line to his line, so it needs to be cut again, and then up the top of the fender as well. That might be actually clear coat damage, we'll find out. But you can see, like, I really spent the time on this side, and that's what, like, hard labor and elbow grease, that's the difference right there.
The next day.
All right, it is the hottest day of fall, and Jeremy has been killing himself out in the sun. This is after a compound, not a polish, just after a compound. It looks like, have you polished the hood yet or no?
No.
Okay. All right, so that could still be why this looks better than this. There's no polish yet. So I'm curious to see what it's gonna look like. There's a lot of fade still.
Look at the sides though, I got
But
that to come out.
yeah, this, and you know what else I noticed? Look at my reflection. Jeez, I'm pro. Up here came out great, and these areas came out great. Wow, that looks amazing. That tailgate looks awesome. These spots are the spots like up here that I didn't know if they'd come back. And look at this from here. These are my favorite cars today. I love paint correction. Up here all came out great. The only spot, oh, even this is coming back. This was pretty dull even after a compound, but it's coming back. So, you know how cooks wear aprons, barbers wear aprons? A lot of detail guys will wear aprons too, because see the spatter? Get it all over your clothes and everything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you finishing this, so it looks great. Headlights are done as well. The stupid car is so low, whatever, I can't even blame the car, that I just hit this stool moving the car out of the garage or into the garage. And then I did this to it. All the paint correction, all the work I did to this car, I just did that right there now. I'm like days into bumper correction last time I fixed this car, and now I just took a big chunk out of the bumper again. I hate this car. This thing looks so good wet, just like my wife. Wait, that's filthy. It's a filthy comment. Time to dry it off. The sun is perfect. Try to do it right at sunset, no shadows and stuff. Photos come out way better, especially with the deep green like this. It'll come out excellent. So we're gonna go and get some pictures now. It's up for sale tonight. It's already been serviced, it's already been inspected. Now it's been detailed enough for photos. Tomorrow we'll do like the fine recon, but tonight it's photo ready. Well, this is crazy. Now I don't know if you can actually see this, but the vents, no odor, the vents are blowing out. Think just ice cold air. Can you see? It's super hot outside. Crazy, it's blowing out condensation from the AC. It's ice cold, completely odorless. I would say it was coolant because it had a coolant leak before. It's not. I've never seen ice cold air physically come out of a vent before. Can you guys see this tell me in the comments. I want to show you what a difference lighting makes. So it's dusk, so the sun is like behind the trees, so it's not casting shadows, but it's casting great light on the car. Look at it right now and how nice these photos are going to look. I'm going to show you the photos right after this. Now check this out. Here's the finished product. Look at the gloss. Every corner is buffed back. And now going to this side. Everything is back like you would just never know. Look at how the sun reflects off the hood now. Wow.
The next day.
Next day, so it looked great under the dusk lighting. Came in today, and it's still a little dull on the hood. Like you can kind of see where it's a little dull. And when I looked over here, you can see what I had spent a lot of attention to in one section versus like over here where it's still a little dull. Jeremy took care of this section right now.
Yeah.
So here,
See, look at where you went. There's a little bit of dullness right there. So
yeah.
I just doubled up right here and right here.
Nice. Yeah, it looks great. It looks good. And that's before polish, right? Just compound? All right, so it's just the hood that's left. We're not going to do any more buffing or anything on this truck. Just the hood to prove a point.
Yes.
And then we're going to do some touch-ups. We'll grind that down, touch it up green. And this thing's ready for sale. It's actually already listed for sale, so today's like crunch day where we have to get it completely finished. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, so the Tahoe is done. And to be quite honest with you, it sold so fast, I didn't even make the ending to this video because I listed it up for sale before we actually finished it. I got it like paint corrected and photo ready. I call it photo ready. And I listed it, and then Lauren sold it before it was even finished. So here it is. I'm gonna give it a final detail, a wash, a real like fine touch up. And then within like 30 minutes, the customer's gonna be here to pick it up and leave with it. I'll go over the numbers at the very, very end and tell you how we did and show you the final result, because unfortunately one of my neighbors had a brush fire, like they lit a bonfire and got stuff on every single one of my cars. Ashes everywhere, including my Ferrari. So today we're gonna I gotta rush. I gotta get off the camera and get this thing cleaned up. So while I'm filling up the bucket, there's a little rust spot on the hood I'm gonna grind down. One of the trim on that driver rear door is broken. I'm gonna fix that. We need a final wash. And when Jeremy was waxing this car, he got wax spatter everywhere. That took Dave almost an entire day just to remove all the wax spatter, because what he was doing was putting the wax on the car and then it was spinning on everything. What you should do is put it on the pad, dab it all over, wipe it all over the car, and then you're not gonna spatter on everywhere. Honestly, like a cooking apron, you need your clothes clean as well. All right, so let's wash it first, and then I'm gonna do the final detail and it should be good to go. I gotta rush on this car. All right, these wheels, you can see like the rusty coating on them. I think these are just chrome covers. I'm gonna show you a trick. It may work and it may not work, but typically I like to use, there's aluminum cleaner, wheel brightener, all kinds of stuff. Like you can buy the $6 a bottle of this, or you can get it in a gallon, aluminum bright. I actually use muriatic acid. Muriatic acid is corrosive. Don't spray it in a spray bottle and inhale it, and then wear gloves because it will burn your skin. I put a little in a bottle like this. I'm gonna put it on the wheels. Don't leave it on chrome for too long because it will turn your chrome yellow. All right, so put it on for a little bit, scrub it, rinse it off one wheel at a time. Don't let it sit too long. So I'm gonna put it on, let's see how it comes out afterwards. And that, my friends, is how you clean a chrome wheel. So stupid. Wear safety glasses too. I just got it on my cheek and it's burning my skin. It just kind of splashed up off the wheel. Got it on my cheek and my forehead. If that was in my eyeball, it would be way worse. So, lesson learned to you guys. I do things the wrong way so you can learn how to do them the right way. And I also have a eye washing station right here too.
A few minutes later.
Wheel 1, wheel 2, wheel 3 before. And this won't come off with my finger, so you'll see right there. And wheel 4, see how foggy it is in there? Before.
A few minutes later.
And wheel 3, and wheel 4. Peekaboo. Now I just want to touch up this spot right here, and fix this right here, and we're done. Hey, I wanted to take a minute to cut in, like fast forward, way forward into tonight. So it's tonight from the video that I shot when I was cleaning the wheels. This is what happened to my eye from the wheel acids. It's like a big mark right here. And look at how close it is to my eyeball. And I wasn't wearing safety glasses. Imagine that's how close it is. That's what that would have done to an eyeball. That's how important safety glasses are. So do as I say, not as I do. Back to the video. I'm gonna GA sand that smooth, get it nice and blended. And then I actually keep all of my old paints, so when we paint a panel or a lower area, paint. So that's a pretty close green. I'm just gonna touch it up with a brush. I'm not gonna spray because I'll get overspray everywhere. Little touch-up spots better than a rust spot. Is it the right way? Depends who's asking. So we hit that. I hit a couple other spots. This I used just some epoxy underneath. I'm gonna scrape that off now because I made a mess. I also touched up here, right there, and then a couple corners on the bumper, and then the edges of doors. All the tire pressure, make sure they're around 35 pounds. Yep, between 35 and 40 pounds on every tire. These tires are holding air, they have good tread. The wheels themselves made a tremendous difference going from those rough base model 17s to 20-inch wheels, completely changed the look. Now this is an LTZ, it should look like an LTZ. When I blew off the paint, it kind of left a spot there. It should look like an LTZ, and now it does. Now, aside from tire pressure, I know we already did an oil change, but our post-sale inspection, like as a customer's coming to pick it up, I like to just check all the fluids one more time, check the oil again. I know it's been changed, so that's great. I check the radiator fluid, the coolant, and I check the transmission fluid, brake fluid, make sure everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. And then I just make sure that the engine bay is clean. To be quite honest with you, when we're detailing, we clean the engine bay because people don't know what they're looking at. They open the hood. If it's filthy, they go, oh, it's dirty. If it looks new, they go, oh, wow, what a clean engine. And then, like, psychologically, they're like, oh, this thing's been taken care of. This, Jeremy didn't do a great job. That should have been cleaned better. That should have been cleaned better, which is a good segue into the next section. Jeremy worked here 2 weeks and then quit because entitlement issues. He wants more, performs less. Like, look at, this is completely unacceptable all here. Engine bay is completely unacceptable. There was wax everywhere, and he got mad because I'd keep making him do the job over. So Jeremy got one car done in his career at Flying Wheels, and it's still like subpar. Blame it on the teacher, I guess. I don't have enough time to be here babysitting. He told me he knew how to detail, so I just left him alone with me working side by side when I could, which I guess wasn't enough. So at least we got this car done. So here we go. Here's the finished product. I'm just telling you, those 20s just change everything about this truck. Again, it's an LTZ. The way you know it's an LTZ, not an LT, real chrome handles. Like these are actual chrome from the factory. You can get chrome covers, but then this isn't chrome. And mirror caps are usually are chrome down here. So, and chrome trim. That's how you know this is an actual LTZ, not an LT. It should have had 20-inch wheels when I bought it, which is strange that it didn't. So I made it back to what it should be. And then looking at the green, like it polished out perfectly in most spots. Now down here is still a little dull. I think that's like lack of, I just don't think he put enough elbow grease into it. And again, he was mad because I made him do it several times, but when I taped it off here, it was perfect. The rest, like look, there's still wax there, and you could keep seeing my square, meaning he wasn't just putting in enough time. Look at the gloss on here. Wow. The only thing we couldn't really correct is this. This is too far gone. Couldn't do anything about that. I could clear over it, but then it wouldn't blend. They're happy with it the way it is, and I'm happy with it the way it is. That is the final product. What a transition from before and after. And it is all set. She has paid $11,000 was the purchase price. Car looks great. And she's off on her own in her new car. That was a good, fun one. That is what I like to do. Job. I love those before and afters with gigantic profit. That's a fun, fun car. Now we did the oil change, the lower radiator clamp, we did some bulbs, and then the wheels and tires. Like I buy that stuff on the marketplace and I just store them. We paid $700 for those wheels and tires. So that obviously gets added to my expenses, my cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is parts, everything that I put into that car to make a profit. So we paid $4,260 after fees. This does not include any labor because we had a week's worth of hard labor into that vehicle. $4,260. The center cap was $25. Lube oil filter and the miscellaneous parts, $60. Paid Lauren. We did wheels. Total invested $5,225. We sold it for $11,000, which is actually a great, great price, obviously, because we sold it within the first few days of us actually listing it. Total profit, again, before labor, before costs of the shop, $5,775. That's like, some people don't make that in an entire month, and we made that on one car in under a month. It took us about 2.5 weeks full turnaround. So that's pretty amazing. If you want to learn how to do that stuff, I can teach you how to just flip cars legally if you want to do one at a time. Carflipping101.com. And if you want to learn how to start your own dealership, like I bought that at a dealer auction. I don't think I would have found that on the side of the road. So I got that for $4,260 because I have my dealer's license. I started a dealership. If you want to learn how to do that and get access to auctions, go to www.startyourdealership.com. So in our last video, we also bought a Toyota Sequoia that I think we paid, I don't know, like somewhere around $1,200 plus the auction fee. We'd be into it for about $1,400. We did an alternator and a battery, which put us at around $1,800. We sold it for $3,500 last week. Also, bought this Expedition, and it was pretty short money because the bumper was pretty dented, and you can see we still have to fix this right here. But inspection-wise, it turned out to be pretty okay. We found the hole in the tire, so we plugged the tire. Luckily, the wheel came with it, and we're doing an exhaust all the way from the flex pipe back. But it's sad to see, like, look at what New England does to our cars. This is gross. It's not rotten, but it's still pretty rusty. I mean, it is a 15 with 170,000 miles, so this will be a short money car. Dave already did front brake pads and rotors. I think we were under the $5,000 range on that Expedition too. After exhaust, after brakes, we'll be around $5,000, and I can list it for $10,000, and we'll make a great profit, and we'll fix the bumper, and we've had it detailed. We were able to get all the cigarettes and like all the nastiness out of the interior too. And then here's our handicap van from last week's video. We're gonna give this away to somebody local, so we've already reached out. Lauren has already reached out to our schools and our local churches to find a family in need that would need a handicap accessible van, and we're hoping to give that away for Christmas. I'm hoping. It's November now, so we should be okay to get rid of that in time and find a family that deserves it. And then I think in our next video is the teaser. The Escalade's done. Don't look at it yet. Don't look. In the next video, we're going to show you the entire process of this Cadillac Escalade. Last year's video was us removing the roof. Now it's actually making this thing like decently nice, kind of. Now, some of you in the comments have mentioned as well, Craig, there's no way this video was live when I aired it. So I'm shooting this segment the day after the video aired. So the Tahoe, Bring It Back to Life, we bought that about a month ago. So it was still like late September when I bought that Tahoe, bought the Expedition, bought the Sequoia. And it takes a while. Like, it's not worth me just putting the video up. I like to do them in 2 parts. So I had to get the Tahoe ready. Sometimes cars just sit, like that Celica behind the trailer sat for, I don't know, it's been there a month already. I haven't even done a video on it. So I like to have some continuity. You'll see there are leaves on the ground now. So when I bought the Tahoe, it was about a month ago. I actually sold it like 2 weeks ago, and now the video's airing and you get to see like the live version. So the Expedition's almost done, the Sequoia's gone, and actually since then the boat's gone too, so that'll be a series finale on the boat. Finally, it's over with. We got a new boat teaser. So you get to kind of see like the reality of it. I don't just make the video like today at the auction and air it tonight. There's a process to it because I want you to see the entire process. So There is, it does take time for this entire process, but you're looking at like a month's turnaround to get 3 cars fixed, clean, and sold, and in the meantime, there's been lots of other cars too. So even though we're waiting for the exhaust, I want to show you the inside of this car because it was really gross. Completely got rid of the odor. We stitched some of the seating, and then this, if you remember, this was all caked with cigarettes and ash. Oh, okay, that's a decal right there. We'll get that off too before we sell it. But this is how nice the inside came out, and it looked like a hoarder had lived in it before. So this will be our next car going up for sale, and then we're done. That's it for today's video. Hopefully that was informative. I know it was a long one, so I appreciate you guys watching and sticking with me through it all. If it was informative, educational, anything, thumbs ups are appreciated because they help boost the algorithm. So it's free for you, and it helps me if you could just hit the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you like this content. Tell me what you do and don't like in the comments. And if you want to get notifications every time we make a new video, right next to the like, there's a bell button. Hit the bell and you get notified next time we make a new video. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Adios.